Well, here we are in the Duns access testing station. Here we are. Now, we're not doing a lot of testing today, but we've now got two official inspectors. Ant Lewis, who people will probably remember, he stood for the States as a senator, and the lady, I think her name is Stephanie Delacour. I don't know what their duties actually are, but I hope they will include, apart from looking at premises, I hope they're going to be looking at products. Now, the co-op is supposed to be having an examination of their products undertaken by this group, Enable, I think, so I hope they are. So I hope they'll be looking at these couple of things here. But now here's a Jersey product. This is a milk, Jersey milk, packaging Jersey milk. And this little package infuriates me. I've got my scientific gloves on, you know, for ultra hygiene. Now, these annoy me because these little packets, they're clever, there's a clever design, but I just wonder whether they've taken disability into consideration, really, because it comes, and to some extent I'm worried about the environmental. They got all this paper, plastic wrapping. I think they're little plastic containers. I don't know whether they are. I mean, I always have to attack them with a knife. I find the most useful tool in the box, as far as my kitchen is concerned, is a nice big sharp knife. And you have to cut through here, and when you get through there, you get a little tube in there, which is all good if you've got the full use of your hands and you can see what you're doing. You can pierce this thing, but it's guaranteed. You've got a little hole there, you stick it in there. It's absolutely guaranteed that the milk will gush out and make a mess. It's guaranteed. That's part of the design, I think. Now, it's whether they can improve it and what happens to that, by the way, whether the fishes finish up eating that, I don't know. Do they finish up eating that little bit of plastic? Does it biodegrade within 3 weeks? Well, this one's been kicking around for a while. I don't know. This box, it isn't Jersey milk, but it's very similar to the sort of container which they put their milk in, different colour. I don't know if they do a lacto-free Jersey milk, but what annoys me intensely is this top, and it's on lots of containers. These containers here, you know, and they've all got tops which are designed, this is safety in mind, so that children can't start sucking it like a tit. But for lots of disabled people, they're very difficult to deal with. Now, this little top, if it was a square top, you could get a grip on it. You could get a grip on that top if it was square. A better grip. I'm not saying it'd be perfect. And if they gave away at the supermarkets a little plastic spanner which you could fit on there if it was a square top, and if you have, because arthritis, as I well know, can be very, very painful. And if these things come out of the fridge and they're cold to touch, but anyway, if they had a device there with a spanner, you see, you've got these wonderful devices, which I often have to use. But of course you can't use them in that sort of instance. Out here you can't use this is a thing for getting the lids off tins, which of course I'm not going to deal with tins today, but there's a whole life history about tins. I mean, I wasn't going to show you this, but this is a thing of honey. I'm always buzzing around the honey. And they've got this irritating little top here, which you've got, if it's okay once you've got it off, and underneath there's a little label, and you have to pull that label off. It's incredible tensile strength of that thing underneath there before you can use this. So lots of people, even if they could see what they have to do, lots of people couldn't actually do. Again, it's a safety thing, you know. 20 years ago, somebody was putting nasties, iron filings or something, or broken glass into the honey pots. So they've had to devise all these things. So there's reason why, but they can be so difficult. Once you're going, you just give it a squirt and out it comes. It's okay once it's going, but these annoy me. Now, the Jersey one, and that's a Jersey one, Jersey Fresh is all very well. This particular one isn't the Jersey milk, but it's virtually the same as. And I don't know what other containers are made here. There's not many products made actually wholly in Jersey. There's not many things. Obviously you can't use things like that, you know, can't open with a bottle opener. There's all sorts of devices for opening tins, isn't there? You know, tin opener, the old-fashioned tin opener. Again, a thing like that can be very difficult for lots of people to use. Now, obviously we can't make everything so simple, but I hope that Mr. Ant and Miss Delacour, whoever she is, I hope they will be looking at this sort of thing when they're looking at facilities, access. I hope it will extend to products, not just steps up into a building or looking at somebody's office and see whether there are alterations, adaptations have been made. I don't know. I don't know where you contact them. They've been in office now. They've had their jobs, must be a couple of months, I would think. I've got no means of contacting them. I don't know where they contact them. So I put this out yet again. I've put out a couple of things. Well, I wish they'd make themselves known to the public. That's the first thing. They've got these inspectors. What's their job? Can we call on them? Will they investigate? Do they have any powers to do anything? So that's what I say. If you're out there, if you can hear me, if you can see me, if somebody will nudge you, we need to know what you do and how we can contact you. That's it. It's not a moan, really. It's just saying, obviously, things are difficult. COVID. Lots of departments seem to have sacked all their staff. So, you know, we can't get to speak to. Switchboards aren't answered. Emails are not replied to. Very difficult to communicate with people. So there you are. This is to go out on the wonderful broadcasting system, which is Facebook and so on. Maybe you'll contact us. Let us know.